IVM.
Hello and welcome to Football Twaddle. My name is Saru and as always, Yash is with us. Yash, what's up?
Hey man, all good.
How was your holiday, Yash? You seem to have not seen any games. You have that vibe about you today.
No, I did manage to watch Manchester United because they were very conveniently playing after Sunday,
Oh,
Indian time, that is.
all right. And we also have our dear friend who makes a lot of predictions. Some of them come true and then he never fails to remind us of all those predictions which have come true. Manav, Madan, what's up?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Manav, for those of you who don't know.
All right. So I wanted to talk about a very serious relegation battle between Newcastle and Fulham. But while researching for the episode, I have come across some very interesting bit of research which I would like to discuss with you guys. So Fulham manager Scott Parker has been voted the best looking manager in Premier League by an online casino called Stashbird, right? So guys, first of all, before we get into more details, is Scott Parker the most handsome Premier League manager currently?
That is so difficult to judge with so many good-looking managers. Roy Hodgson, for example.
Now that you mentioned Roy Hodgson, I am obligated to say that he was voted the 20th best good-looking manager of Premier League right now. Yes, I don't think I should count your opinion on this.
Yeah. So my question is, did they consider Lampard or Tuchel?
Tuchel.
Okay.
This is a recent one. So Thomas Tuchel has been voted second best, most good-looking. And
really?
Third is, yes. So the top four in this, guys, are Fulham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham. So these are the top four in the good-looking manager ranks.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, Jose, I can understand, right? I've been in love with the guy for like 18 years. So he has to look good for me. But Mikel Arteta, why? Like, are people falling for all sorts of revolutionaries now?
They like their sleeky guys, no?
Oh, sleeky.
Sleeky with sleeky hair and stuff. And sleeky football.
And Manav, Yash's favorite manager Sam Allardyce is 19th in the list, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer comes cool mid-table 10th. So everyone finds their level somehow. Okay, so but dude, this was such an interesting thing. Like, I thought some of the, like, Carlo Ancelotti is 15th. Like, in what world is Carlo Ancelotti bad looking? Like, they're 14. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're 14 more good looking.
Don Carlo has to be much higher.
Dude, this is just crazy. We should have our own rankings and ratings even for this now. Anyway, getting back to football, Manav, do you think Steve Bruce is going to get relegated?
I don't know. I really think that Southampton is going to give them a tough competition because we are looking at a dip in form for Newcastle and they find themselves on 17th. But if we look at the recent form of Southampton, I think they should be more worried, honestly. I think they've lost 5 out of their last 6 matches or something like that. So I think if you're looking at a free fall, then but Southampton are like 15th or something on the table right now. So I'd be more worried for Southampton, frankly.
Then Newcastle.
Than Newcastle, no, but I am just trying to say that Southampton might also find themselves in the mix for relegation battle.
All right. Yash, here is the argument against Steve Bruce, right? Sheffield United's first win this Premier League season was against Newcastle United. Right. Timo Werner scored his first goal after 8,000 minutes against Newcastle, right? So Newcastle is slowly turning out to be like the Indian cricket team of 90s. Jisko bhi record banana hai ya kuch todna hai, they just go play Newcastle and something will happen. So, and the Newcastle fans,
that would make Callum Wilson Sachin Tendulkar, dude.
He probably is, dude. You never know. For Newcastle fans, he is. If he goes to like a Reebok showroom, they'll like hound him. Please don't leave us. And they're like begging. But the thing, I was just going through a few Newcastle fan things on Twitter. They are pissed off with Steve Bruce for him being so optimistic, right? They're like, we lose like 3-0 and we come and he says everything is fine. There is no problem at all. And they genuinely seem pissed off at Steve Bruce. And I was listening to the True Geordie podcast, and he's like, if you look at all the managers who managed 300 Premier League games overall, the worst record is Steve Bruce among all the
Wow.
Premier League managers who managed 300 games. So he's like, he's not even fit to be a manager. And if Steve Bruce is a human being who has feelings for any other human, he should just resign and go. So I didn't know there was such hatred against Steve Bruce. Why do you think that is?
No, that's obviously because he's a former Sunderland manager and he did a reasonable job at Sunderland. And plus, I mean, the results speak for themselves, man. I mean, Newcastle have been in a free fall. They had a bit of a bounce at the beginning of the year when Wilson was scoring all those goals. Now that he's not around, they rely on the individual brilliance of Saint Maximin. And like we saw on this weekend, he was the one who scored. But I mean, I was never worried when we were playing Newcastle. It just they seem like such a disjointed, listless team.
But actually, I would say Newcastle had a really good first half. I think.
Wow. See, we have our own Steve Bruce.
Yeah, but I was not worried. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying from football point of view, they had a really good first half. In fact, the Rashford goal was against the flow of the game.
Dude, I didn't watch the game, but I saw Steve Bruce post-match interview, and this is what he told Manav. He said that till Joelinton's substitution, we were in the game. That substitution changed it all. Is that even true? It seems so hard to believe whatever he says. So was that true?
So, Saru, I would like to take you back to the reverse fixture actually. If you remember United and Newcastle when they played at St. James's Park in the early half of the season, it was 1-1 till about 85 minutes or so. And United scored like 3 goals, even Aaron Wan-Bissaka scored. And United ended up winning 4-1. That was also a tough contest. Till the 55th, 60th minute, or maybe say 50th minute, this game also was looking like a very, very tight contest. But as Yash said, you always knew that United have better players. The one difference was there were not many players on the bench. They could come and like make a difference for United because there was no Cavani, no Van de Beek, no Pogba, no McTominay. All of these were like not even in the matchday squad.
You talk about Van der Beek like Ole gives him more time. When the matches you're drawing or losing, he gets him on in 88th minute. So don't at least bring, what do they call him in that alternate MUFC? Van der Bench. Don't talk about Van der Bench, man. Acha. So now talking about Fulham.
Newcastle had a really good first half in this match is what I'm trying.
All right. Yes, talking of Fulham. So in right now, as we stand, do you think the best looking manager, a future Chelsea legend, legendary manager, is going to avoid relegation with Fulham, or will Callum Wilson just save the day for Newcastle?
I just think there are worse teams than Fulham. Man. I mean, the Fulham seem to have found something. This fellow brings on some guy called Maja, which I don't understand. I mean, I never heard of. I mean, the headline was right there in Hindi. Maja. He scored. He pulled Fulham out. There's just something to Scott Parker. I don't think he's a top drawer manager, but this season there's something happening at Tottenham, so he's going to get them out. I'm not sure who is going to replace them in the bottom 3, but yeah, I mean there is something else.
As Roy Keane calls it, heart. You know, heart. Scott Parker has heart. That is Roy Keane's solution for everything. You ask Roy, why did they lose? Why did any team lose any game? They weren't in it. They were just not in it. They didn't look like they wanted to play. Roy, why did they win? They wanted it more. Yes, Manav, tell me.
Fulham's success to, I mean, how have they managed to be in that like 18th position and sort of distance themselves from West Brom and Sheffield? Is that they're drawing a lot of matches. They are, or in other words, they are losing less matches. I'm just trying. Maybe I'm sounding like Michael Owen, but yeah. So but they're drawing a lot of matches. They're avoiding losses in a lot of matches. So if you see, they have like won only 4 matches. Sheffield has won 3 matches. So okay. So
it's not really.
And West Brom has won 2 matches. But then Sheffield has lost a lot of matches, and Like Fulham have drawn way too many matches. Like they have drawn to teams around them, which is say Brighton, West Brom. They have drawn against the teams in the top half as well. I think that includes Liverpool also.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they did. And since we're talking about Michael Owen, yes, as Michael Owen once very eloquently put, in a football match, you can either win, lose, or draw. There's no other fourth option, right? So if you talk to Scott Parker, he is going to say a draw is better than a loss. So as long as I'm drawing enough and somehow save this stupid team, I am done. I can probably retire and be
Move
done
on.
with management. Yeah. So there's one more name I want to talk about. Brighton, guys, what a poor team. After every match, I make it a point to go and I go make it a point to go check out their XG, and their XG net XG is like crazy. Brighton, and they never seem to. So even if you see teams which are underperforming compared to what their XG is supposed to be, Brighton is one of those teams, and this has been since Graham Potter has taken over. Is this a case of somebody just looking at stats and telling his team, just shoot karo, I need XG? Forget scoring goals, guys. Just keep shooting. That something will work out. Because they're just 1 point ahead of Newcastle, and now a lot of Twitter analysts and pundits who believe in all this chicanery called statistics. Yeah. They're just so scared that Brighton is going to get relegated. Manav, do you think that is going to happen, or will Brighton somehow pull off 1 or 2 wins?
So in the beginning of the season, I had thought that Brighton indeed would get relegated because I didn't think they had enough quality on the pitch to get a lot of goals, which they're still not doing. But in the middle phase of the season, they had a really good bunch of results. So I think that is really helping them. And I think somehow right now, looking at the things, I think they'll manage to sail through.
All right. So let's talk a little about Manchester United, because they played like Newcastle and everything. But what I wanted to talk about is, what is this corona outbreak? What's going on in the club? Who has corona, or who is quarantining? What's going on?
Yes, you want to take it?
The support staff had corona. I saw the third goalkeeper Lee Grant doing the substitute board.
Yes, I saw
duties,
that.
and it was damn funny. Essentially, everyone says he's supposed to be the goalkeeping coach or assistant coach or something like that. But yeah, so and we saw Nicky Butt, who's the youth coach, coming and being the assistant manager.
So who was in quarantine? Was Michael
basically the support staff?
Yeah, it seems like that. They've not disclosed the name Saru Bhaiya, but it must be McKenna and Carrick.
And Phelan maybe just is quarantining because he's old and doesn't want to die.
Yeah.
Dude, Roy Hodgson doesn't quarantine. So what are you talking about, Mike Phelan?
Roy Hodgson is immortal.
Oh yeah, in this day and age, a manager who was pro apartheid can still get a job. I think he's immortal. I mean, it's so hard. No one's ever questioned him. Ki, sir, do you think black people deserve a dignity of life? No one's ever asked him that question. Just because it's Crystal Palace man, they'll just let him. Chalo. All right. So before we take a break, we should talk about Arsenal providing a training ground exercise to Manchester City, right? So even though the scoreline was 1-0, it was like as you said, yes, the result was never in doubt. I mean, this result they should have just given a 1-0 and not even played. It would have saved a lot of people time. Dude, how good I can't even make out. We all know Manchester City are good, but what to make of Arsenal? Were they bad, or that was the max they could do? What is going on?
What are you even talking about? Did you see Pep's post-match interview? Arteta knows everything about football. Yeah. He knows everything. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, given the close relationship that these two Catalan gentlemen have, who knows? I mean, probably they just thought it's okay. It was like a handshake before the game where City says, we don't thrash you by 6-7 goals. And these guys are like, oh, we won't try. We won't make you run too hard. You have a Champions League game coming up.
Wait, hold on.
It was a press conference.
Friendly 1-0.
I can't even believe that we are moving past the first sentence. Did Pep actually say Arteta knows everything about football?
Yes. I may be
Yes.
paraphrasing a word here and there, but he said, "Oh, Arteta is so smart. He knows everything. He knows everything about football."
Oh, Manav, is that not a reason enough to fire the opposition manager?
Oh man, that's just Arteta. Oh, it just reminds me of testimonials on LinkedIn. Yeah, nothing else.
Or Orkut?
Yeah, I didn't want to go there, but yeah.
Oh, dude. So if Arteta knows everything about football, what does Pep know? Like in comparison, does Pep also know everything, or does he know a little less than Arteta? Yes, where does that balance lie? Or do both of them
Oh,
know
God,
everything? And why
so
is
the
Pep?
differential here is just the players and money.
Dude, I tell you, no, this Jose to now is humble because he's like his career is almost ending with top clubs and everything. But these two bloody buggers, whenever they win, they are exactly like Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, giving such pity, fake accolades to all the managers. This guy's a good guy. He's my friend, and everything. Didn't wasn't Pep the guy who said, "I want to hug Lampard" after Lampard got sacked? Ki bhai, tu bet na chupchap Manchester. Why are you going and hugging Lampard? Oh God! At least that way, Klopp is better. He says what he thinks, which is
Yeah.
at least I don't understand what that is, but whatever. Anyway, we should take a break right now, and after the break, we should talk about the real revolution that's happening in London and why no one is paying attention to it. And I think it'll burst this weekend, but whatever. Let's take a break and talk about West Ham after that.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and even LinkedIn, where we're starting to put more stuff on. We'd like to thank our sponsors very quickly this week, thewholetruthfoods.com, Storytel, and See It. We really do appreciate your support. And we had a great week on the network this week, so tune in for some sweetness with our hosts Sadaf and Archit as they hone their sweet tooth and talk about candies. The famous, the healthy, the traditional, and international. Check out Naan Curry, you'll enjoy it. On last week's episode of The Note, Maruk and I spoke to TV presenter and columnist Veer Sanghvi, who analyzed the 2 years of the second term of the Modi government. As China and India signed the disengagement agreement along the LAC, Lieutenant General Dr. Prakash Menon and Manoj Kewurmani joined Suyash Desai to discuss the process and the consequences it will have on the nation and in world politics. Dr. Anton Harder joins Hamsani Hariharan on States of Anarchy to discuss India's right to a seat at the United States Security Council. Ashton Doctor talks about duty, how individually it binds us and how as a society it is liberating. Check out the Habit Coach with Ashton every day. Great show and great fun to listen to that. On Football Twaddle, the boys talk about their loves and sorrows for teams and their current ranks in the world of football. And also do remember to check out Cyrus Says. We had a great week last week. We had Amol Mazumdar, the ex-cricketer. We had Rocky and Mayur. And we did the Valentine special with Aisha and Kunal. Great fun. Do check it out. I'm sure you will enjoy that. And with that, let's get you back to your show.
Welcome back to Football Twaddle. Yash and Manav with me here. Yash, is David Moyes and Jesse Lingard the perfect mid-table managed players who are like punching way above their weight?
No, if they are in the mid-table, they are not punching above their weight. I think that's pretty much
No,
their
no.
level. But I mean, I'm obviously more biased towards Jesse than David Moyes because he's still a United player and he's still our Lingardinho.
I know, but oh, Manav, did you see their cool celebration against Tottenham with Declan Rice beating the drums and Jesse playing? I don't know what was he doing, like what Pied
It was the
Piper
Pied
or
Piper,
the
yes.
Pied Piper. Man, this West Ham people, teams when they're winning, they just seem so much fun. Like all the players seem so cool. The
Yeah.
manager seems like someone cool and
Yes.
everything.
Yeah, I think, and that is contributing a lot to Jesse Lingard's form. I mean, he's gone to a happy place. He's getting to play games now. If Jesse Lingard was playing currently in West Brom or a Sheffield, he might not have we would not have seen this Jesse Lingard. So yeah, of course that is helping. And Moyes is having a good time. I mean, he's exactly where he was 8 years ago, wasn't he? Like with Everton, like this fifth, sixth. just below the Champions League places. I think he's reached his like where he always deserved to be.
Man, it seems so easy. This football analysts and all are just useless, Yash. All you require to do well is go to a club called Slavia Prague and just get two people of the same nationality, like a Vladimir Kufal and Thomas Suchek. You are sorted, right? You will finish aram se mid-table. You will have a good life. Why does anyone need all this very stupid analysis? Just go to an Eastern European club, get two people of the same country.
I mean, don't everyone wish it was as simple as that?
But what?
I still think Moyes has infused some more, a little more than just a couple of Czech players in his team or Slavian players in his team, whatever that country is.
Yeah, he's got Jesse Lingard, the Pied Piper of the whole thing. It's all coming together now.
And I mean, not having a striker is also helping Jesse Lingard, right? I mean, Antonio just came back from injury. Before that being strikerless.
If Antonio is fit, Antonio is going to start. That beast of a human being, Jesse Lingard can play wherever. Antonio is going to start in that team.
Essentially, if you see, Lingard has replaced Seb Haller, hasn't he?
No, not really. Haller wasn't getting any chances. So Lingard hasn't replaced him at all.
Okay.
And at least West Ham are a professional club, right? Not like Ajax. After buying the most expensive player in your history, you forget to put this name in the Europa League competition. Alrighty, guys, moving along. Who has been your player of the week? Yash, starting with you.
I would like to say it's Jesse, dude. Like, just his celebration, the fact that he scored, and it's his journey is pretty inspiring because this is. Can you take a guess how many teams he has played for so far?
2.
No, this is his 6th team.
Yeah,
really? Oh.
And his 5th loan. So he's played for Leicester, Birmingham, and Brighton and Derby before West Ham. All of those are loans. And I mean, contrary to his image, it kind of shows what a hardworking player he is. He was a part of the youth team. He went on a 4 years to 4 different teams on loan, which was like almost like a graduation program for him before he came and played for United. And it's quite unfortunate the silly opinions that we get to hear just because he has a great social media game and a side hustle apart from football.
Yeah, oh man, I didn't know this. I thought he was like Manchester United youth and then suddenly moved to the first team. I didn't know that he had to go through all these teams in blue jerseys to become a red.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm actually quite happy for him. I quite like Jesse Lingard.
It's sort of a, Saru, it's very, very interesting. It's sort of a dissonance that people generally have with flamboyance and hard work. Because he's a flamboyant chap. If he wasn't like that, probably he wouldn't get the same sort of abuse and dismissal. And apart from that, from whatever little communication that I've seen of his brand, it doesn't seem crass. It seems very classy, and all his communication seems on point. This was, of course, before the personal tragedy that he suffered, which sort of derailed his career. But now he's back on track, so which is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's good on Moyes to actually give him a chance. It seems, and Manav, I don't know, but I've read reports that, when Moyes wanted to take Jesse Lingard on loan, Solskjaer personally spoke to Moyes saying that, like, Lingard has been, like, quite good on the training ground and it's unfortunate he's not getting the minutes. So he should just take, like, Lingard in a heartbeat type.
Yeah, I mean, he always showed promise, especially under Mourinho. I think his second season, as you were mentioning, he always showed promise. I think there was this particular goal which he scored against Middlesbrough. So always strikes me whenever I think of Jesse Lingard. So he always had talent, and it's always that talent should be at the right club. And I think mid-table West Ham is probably where his talent is best suited for the time.
All right. So that is Yash's player of the week. Manav, who has been your player of the week?
My player of the week, I think it will be again from the Man United game itself. So although Daniel James did really well and Solskjaer talked about, as you were saying on the training ground, Daniel James has been amazing and all. But I think the man of the match for me from the game was Nemanja Matic. I mean, he started a game after a long time, and he was in and around the box. Like I have never seen Matic so much involved in the attacking sense of the game. Just because he had Fred sitting behind.
Yeah, but you're playing Newcastle, right? Matic could have just like been played a striker also. I don't think that
that
would have
could have
mattered.
happened. But that has never happened. So yeah, I was really sort of he played really well. He was dribbling, he was getting past players. I think 2 sort of assists he gave, and it was just an amazing match for Matic. So I think he'll be my player of the week.
Cool. My player of the week is going to be from Serie A, and this is the first time we're going to have a Manchester United like trio sort of a thing. But it is the man I loved the most in Manchester United, Big Romelu Lukaku. That guy is tearing Serie A. He is on a mission, dude. His third goal, his assist. I just like. I feel so sad when I read like abuses Lukaku gets on Twitter. Oh my God, what a player. And it's just to be seen to be believed what he's doing in Serie A. It's his first touch doesn't even matter anymore. His first touch somehow becomes an assist to like Lautaro Martinez. So it is that good. Yeah, so he's my player of the week. Okay, guys, we need to start wrapping things up. Yash, what game are you going to be watching over the weekend?
I'm going to be watching Leicester City versus Arsenal. This seems like a pretty interesting game.
Does it? Does it seem interesting, or are you just?
I know now that I know that Arteta knows everything about football. This is going to be a real contest, I believe, of how he tackles a very good Leicester team.
But oh shit, you think Brendan's going to prepare them in like a rugby sort of a game? like giving out of syllabus questions to Arteta.
Brendan should just give up though. It's like whatever I do, he already knows. So what's the point? Let me just train them, make them do running drills so that they're fit for the game, and it's just stamina that takes them through.
but yes,
that would be an interesting take. Leicester defeated City. Leicester defeated Guardiola City earlier in the season. I think Vardy got a hat-trick or something. But now Arteta will take Guardiola's revenge on Rodgers.
Yeah, but dude, Pep didn't say I know everything about football. He's saying Arteta knows everything, right? So what Pep didn't know, Brendan somehow exploited.
That's how Arteta will take revenge.
He doesn't stand a chance, Brendan.
So that's why maybe.
I mean.
All right, Manav, what is your game of the weekend? Is it going to be 2 managers who don't seem to know that much and we're playing a big game?
Yeah, I mean, you can say that. I think it's going to be an interesting battle, Chelsea against United. So, Thomas Tuchel against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think it'll be an interesting match. But I just hope it's not a 0-0. I'll take any other result, but just not a 0-0.
What do you mean you'll take any other result? Will you take a Man United loss 4-1 or something? Can you please not talk like Pep?
No, man. It's just that United in these games against the top 6, top 7 clubs this year, they've just not turned up. They're just like happy to sit back. We'll take a 0-0. And I just thought it was in the first half of the season, but even in the second half, it's just getting continued. So I'm just really bored of it. I just hope Chelsea score first and then United ऐसा तेरा खून कब खोलेगा कुछ हो जाए and then United can do something in the second.
कुछ ना होगा. Thomas Tuchel will get Callum Hudson-Odoi again at halftime and he will substitute him again in the 80th minute and they will ask him what happened and he will say he was showing bad attitude on the field. Oh, I have to say, Mourinho referred to that in his press conference today. So he said, I am much calmer as a manager now. There are things I used to do before to light fire. But nowadays, I try to be a little more objective and maintain my cool. There was another Premier League manager who has taken it to extremes this week, but you guys will not talk about him. But if I had done the same, you guys will talk about me. So after giving that entire spiel, let's see what Thomas Tuchel say. But the game I am going to look forward to is Sheffield versus Liverpool. Guys, Klopp needs a win, right? And I think we are finally going to see Liverpool beat Sheffield. And the Saudi owners of Sheffield have already said, oh, no, Chris Wilder is going to remain our manager. I didn't even know Saudi guys own Sheffield. So Chris Wilder.
Some random Saudi guy. No?
I think he's from the 105th Royal or something. Like he had to quarantine.
Come on, Billy Sharp.
Dude, he had to quarantine. Imagine what a bad Royal is. When he flew to tell Chris Wilder. Yeah, so Sheffield versus Liverpool. I think this is a match Liverpool is going to win and to end their bad streak of 5 losses or whatever. And that's going to go through. Anyway, through these testing times of my very bad internet, you guys have persevered. So thanks a lot, Yash, as always.
Buddy. Anytime.
And Manav, thanks a lot. Let's hope United versus Chelsea doesn't get into a boring 0-0 and Chelsea go ahead and just thrash United because that's the result you wanted. Dude, I don't think...
I want Chelsea to score first and then...
I don't think fake boos, yes, is where we are aiming our podcast to be. There are enough people who would do this. Alrighty. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, I'm Zarina, your peak performance coach, leadership coach, and life coach. And I'm here to unleash that power within you with your weekly dose of mantras and empowerment. Tune in to Monday Mantras every Monday for your quick fix and the Empowering Series with Zarina Poonawalla every Thursday for riveting real-life stories. You can catch us on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from.
Want to learn something new and have a few minutes to spare? Well, then go for the Traveling Professor's Diary, where I, Siddharth Deshmukh, the Traveling Professor, will help you glean from all the insights that I've gained from wherever I've traveled, learned, taught, and repeated. Join me every Tuesday and Thursday on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcasts from.